Josephine County residents gathered at a town hall meeting to discuss the latest wildfire hazard map. We'll tell you how residents are addressing their frustrations.
Plus, a new lawsuit for the city of Grants Pass as a disability group is calling their behavior cruel to the homeless.
And this morning, it's a big difference compared to the last few. Rain and snow has moved into the region, causing some impacts to travel. We'll take a closer look at your commute in just a second.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 a.m. on January 31st as we open up here with a look at Klamath Falls. Thank you for watching NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm David Alvarado.
And I'm Brinkley Hill. Let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress. Sarah, I saw maybe some wet roads there. Where are we seeing snow potentially this morning?
Well, we're definitely seeing snow along our Cascade Passes. Siskiyou Summit this morning, waking up with some snow. Even heading into Northern California near Snowman Summit, waking up with snow. We'll take a deep dive in just a second here, but rain has moved in, as you can clearly see out on radar, and that'll continue as we're moving throughout the day. Taking a closer look as we're heading over into our west side valleys, seeing some areas of a bit more moderate precipitation. Some are light as a drizzle. That'll be continued throughout the day, seeing periods of heavier amounts and lighter at times as well. But heading down into Northern California, like I mentioned, colder air moving in near Mount Shasta this morning makes some difficult travel, especially as you're heading towards Snowman Summit this morning. Snow levels are around 4,000 feet. Waking up will increase as we're heading into the afternoon hours of the day, but definitely going to want to plan for some extra time. The only place we're seeing chains required this morning is if you're around or going through 138, but you should carry them along with you, especially as you're heading through the passes. Checking in with our current temperatures this morning, it is a bit warmer than the past few, definitely not into the 20s this morning. Into Medford, 38 also as we're heading into Klamath Falls, 42 into Montague, and along the coast, temperatures in the 50s this morning. Now, along with that precipitation, we also are seeing some pretty strong southerly winds. Sustained winds right now, about 32 miles per hour out of the south towards Gold Beach, even as we're heading again to the Shasta Valley and over east to the Cascades, mixed with some pretty gusty wind conditions are going to make for some difficult travel. We'll take a closer look, and we can expect even heading through the weekend, because rain is going to be sticking around in just a bit.
Homeowners were vocal at a Josephine County Commissioners meeting expressing their concerns for the new wildfire hazard map.
NewsWatch 12 was at that meeting and saw those frustrations firsthand. Some of the community urging others to write letters to state representatives.
Jeff Golden out of Ashland and Pam Marsh out of Ashland. If you can't make your phone breaking off the hook and melt down, please.
Community members vocal at Josephine County Commissioners meeting. The topic they're so passionate about, their homes.
I've got a few questions as to find out whether the insurance companies were involved in all this. I've been hearing a lot of people losing their fire insurance.
I've seen the new map. I'm not happy with it because actually the map it's not clear and concise. It doesn't bring in individual people, individual properties. It consolidates everyone and all the same.
A new wildfire hazard map is what's causing the uproar. The state wants the map to inform people about risks, resources, and response to wildfire. The map assigns low, moderate, and high risk levels to every property in the state, most of us here in a high risk level. ODF saying this map is designed to help out the communities most at risk.
There are some particular geographical areas that have larger amounts of high hazard than others just because of the 4 categories that the map has to be based on by law, and that's weather, climate, topography, and vegetation.
While the wildfire map has plans to keep the community safe, residents tonight sharing they are not for it.
And there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of circular talk in that piece of paper they sent me, and I really didn't understand it, so I want to get to the bottom of it. Nobody's going to want to buy a piece of property out there if they can't buy fire insurance. You can't even buy a piece of property if you can't, insure your mortgage.
I need some information. And rumor is that the insurances are going up.
This is the developing story, and we'll keep you updated as new information does become available.
Disability Rights Oregon is suing the city of Grants Pass with Oregon Law Center. The lawsuit says that the city of Grants Pass's homeless regulations are cruel and forcing people with disabilities to live in life-threatening conditions. I was able to speak to Tom Stetson, who's a deputy legal director at Disability Rights Oregon. DRO is representing 5 people who are all disabled and currently homeless and living in Grants Pass. DRO said it's been trying to work with Grants Pass on their homeless policies since September 2024, but the city has been radio silent. The rights group was concerned about the city's campsites and the continuous decision to downsize the space where homeless people could be, most recently at the J Street site on January 24th.
They've been thrown out on the streets in the middle of January with nowhere safe to go. The least the city can do is not criminalize their existence as people who are homeless and people who have disabilities.
Grants Pass did win their Supreme Court case over the summer to be able to dictate where homeless people can sleep on city property, but there are local and state laws that still impact a city's homeless policies. One says that a city's policy has to be reasonable. Stetson says that asking hundreds of homeless people to camp overnight at the 7th Street site is unreasonable because they can't all fit into a quarter-of-an-acre site. Stetson also said that because the only campsite for homeless people in the city is only for overnight use, it discriminates against disabled people who cannot pack up their belongings and leave every morning at 7 a.m.
I have clients who are in wheelchairs, elderly people who use canes. You know, it's physically impossible to do this constant work of tearing down your campsite, setting it back up again.
Stetson says that he hopes that through this lawsuit, the city will be able to create better policies and resources for the unhoused community of Grants Pass.
One of the things that comes around when cities are trying to create these really harsh policies, the problem is they punish everybody. The way forward for people is to find a better way to address this problem.
I reached out to the city of Grants Pass, who has no comment on the lawsuit at this time.
2 teenage boys in Grants Pass are in juvenile detention on multiple felony charges, including kidnapping. Detectives and patrol officers served a search warrant yesterday morning and arrested a 14 and 15-year-old. Their charges include first-degree kidnapping, strangulation, assault, unlawful use of a weapon, among other charges. Both are currently in the Josephine County Juvenile Justice Center.
A man is in jail this morning after a hit-and-run crash in Rogue River. That victim's still in the hospital. The victim was hit by a vehicle as she was trying to get control of her horse on the roadway. Police said that the vehicle never stopped and quickly drove away after hitting the woman. Jason Baker, 40, of Rogue River, is being charged with second-degree assault, felony hit-and-run, reckless driving, reckless endangering another person, tampering with evidence, aggravated driving while suspended, and initiating a false police report.
After 3 decades of business, Medford Mattress is saying goodbye. And we were able to talk to store owner Rod Broderson, who says the decision wasn't easy, but he is ready for retirement. Now, he says he's faced challenge of limited space and inventory, which has made it tough to run the store as it once was. Rod got into the mattress business at age 43 after a career shift from mill work. And he says his journey started with a focus on health and wellness, which led to him selling mattresses.
Outpouring has just been incredible to me. You know, I never realized that people knew who I was like they do.
Medford Mattresses warehouse caught fire on January 9th, and Rod says that customers have shown their appreciation. He's had a deep sense of gratitude for his customers and the community. He's leaving with a sense of fulfillment, knowing he's helped countless people sleep better. The Medford Mattress store will officially close February 15th.
A fire in Bly left the church building in rubble. The Standing Stone Church caught fire with visible flames lighting the sky, and the church shared this picture of what was left of their front door.
The first recovery grant from HARP is a Jackson County wildfire survivor in a new home. The homeowner did not want to be identified, but said they can finally breathe again. More than $400 million in federal funding goes towards this homeowner assistance and reconstruction program, which helps survivors who were part of the 2020 wildfires. HARP announced the expansion of its income requirements yesterday. Those who formerly did not qualify could qualify now. More details are on our website.
The city of Ashland, along with Grayback Forestry, will be doing controlled burns on city-owned forest lands today and tomorrow. Smoke will likely impact areas like Lithia Park and nearby neighborhoods. Smoke will be visible from parts of the community and from I-5. The city of Ashland recommends you avoid some trails due to smoke exposure. And for more information on which trails to avoid, you can head to our website.
4 Southern Oregon arts organizations are receiving grant funding from Pacific Powers Foundation. The foundation has donated a total of $175,450 to local organizations in Oregon, Washington, and California. For the full list of those grant recipients, you can head to our website.
And our community knows how to rally together in a time of need, and that's what a group of students is doing. The class at Rouge Outdoor Community School is running a fundraiser this week for those affected by the fires in Southern California. Students have raised over $700 with a goal to hit $902.72, which is the area code for Palisades. The cash donations help support World Central Kitchen, which has been providing meals to impacted residents and firefighters in California. Not only will firefighters benefit, but the classes with the most donations earn a pizza party.
This morning, while it isn't as cold as the past few, it's still a little bit of a chill into the air. We'll be into the upper 30s by the time you're heading out in the Rogue Valley this morning, and rain has settled in and will be sticking around with us for today. So by the time you're heading home, still carry that umbrella, and we'll expect our temperatures into the upper 40s for the day in the Rogue Valley. But around the rest of the region, it is going to be a very wet day, also windy as well, seeing gusts very strong along the coast and into higher terrain, so that mixed with snow is causing some impacts to our travel. We'll take a closer look at your forecast through the weekend coming up in just a bit.